Hey everybody, welcome back to the Whiskey Edition. My name is Rob, and tonight we're going to do a kind of a conglomerate of different videos that I've watched over the past couple months. My friend Mark from Northwest Bourbon does what he calls a What's in the Box, and I have a few boxes here. And then David from the Whiskey Row has his store hauls from all his trips that he's done around town. And he does his seems like every couple weeks maybe or whatever. I'm calling this the Fall Haul. And by the fall haul, I mean I've been buying a lot, this sickness that I've got. And some of us have this, and I'm going to have a small glass of Westland Whiskey, American single malt whiskey tonight, just because I've got something coming up that I want to compare it to. So we'll get a little of this poured. This is distilled in Seattle, and I've had a few pours off of it. It's been pretty good, but this will get me through this rather large pile of boxes and whatnot that I've accumulated this past fall. Cheers. It's got a little bite to it. It's not too bad. It'll be very interesting when I compare it to the other single malt that I've got. So in reverse order from what I have hauled this fall, and this is Mark's What's in the Box video behind me. That'll give me an idea of how long this one's going to run. Is that there's been a lot of releases and a lot of drops going around, so I'll kind of do it in, I don't even know if it's reverse order, but the way the boxes came, and even some that aren't in the box from me driving around and finding stuff. Start with, I ran across the new High West Midwinter's Night's Dram 9.2 up here. It was in a store I went to get wine for somebody. So so I picked up a bunch of wine for them, and they had this on the shelf. So I kind of lucked out because Bob's had 5 cases and they were gone in 10 minutes. I did pick up at Bob's though a store pick of Sazerac. I don't know if this is the baby Saz, but I'm going to compare that to the regular Saz that we have, Sazerac Rye, so that's good. Where I was before, getting these two was down in Arizona, and picked up a couple of their local flares. Now this guy is the Flying Leap, which I'm about to make here pretty soon myself to some degree. It's a straight rye 2-year whiskey. And this bottle looks like those Curiosity Public guys could drop this from a top of a huge building. Look at the size of that thing. So I'm kind of excited to try that. I wasn't able to do a distillery tour because they weren't open that day, but picked one up at another store. This is Del Bach, an American single malt, also similar to that Westland. This is a unaged version, old Pueblo mesquite smoked. Here's very good, and this is from the Tucson area, so I'm really excited about trying that one. Now for what's in the box. Hold on a second, I might turn the TV off because I don't think you can see me. Not that that's a good deal or not. Yep, it was the TV. Well, you saw Mark back there, so that's good. First box. Oh, and I got these little guys from a guy at work who wants me to do a review of the Heritage Distilling Cocoa Bomb. So I've been looking for some other chocolate infused whiskeys to try those with, because I'm assuming, they taste like chocolate, so I might as well find a couple chocolate ones rather than just say, yeah, this one's tastes like chocolate and it's not that great or whatever. At least give us some perspective. So what's in this box? This came by the FedEx, and they actually required an ID before they released it. And I can't see the box, but I did just open the box. It's almost to some degree like I've forgotten what I ordered. So it comes in this one came in this. I always save these too because they make great for putting in suitcases when you're going to go on a trip, and you can bring them back with you. So this, oh look at that. Okay, so it is sealed, so you'll know this is the The first and likely only take. George Remus, straight bourbon whiskey, 94 proof. So I ordered this as a chub pack with Remus 5. Now I have a Remus 3, so we'll do a drink through of regular 3 and 5. And this this is my box that I put together. So this is what's going to be in here, and I think I've forgotten everything I put in it. So when I was in, I knew I was going to be going to Tucson, and there's a lot of things both in Tucson and in Colorado that we can't get here in the Pacific Northwest. And you're saying, well, why does the Colorado thing? So my folks were up in Colorado. I said, well, you're up there, maybe pick up a couple things for me. So let's see if I can remember what they got. Oh, they got this 291 Fresh Colorado whiskey. This comes out of 291 Distillery. Fresh as the Colorado snow. So this is another clear, so I'll put that up against this one. So what I've been doing is I've been accumulating a lot of the clear whiskeys to try them kind of together. To kind of see what the different types of processes before they go into the barrels, what they taste like. I'm gonna run out of room. Big time run out of room. Westland. Well, that broke again. Ah, here it is. I haven't seen this up here, Dickel 8 year. And, you know, everybody who's reviewed it has said this is one of the better Dickels. And I've got the 13 and the 11 and that store pick down there. I think it's a store pick? No, that's something else. So, and I think a regular. So, you know, and a 15. Yeah, I've got a lot of whiskey that I need to drink. So, it'll be very interesting to see how this stacks up against them. So they were able to get this in Colorado. I haven't seen it here, along with the 291, which is a Colorado whiskey. This that I had them get up there is definitely not a Colorado whiskey or Tennessee or anywhere else. This is a little outside my bandwidth, but it is a 32-year Dewar's blend. It's actually a very small bottle, but I got it because well, honestly, it's the least expensive 32-year whiskey I could find for as long as I've been at my work that I'm retiring from. So I wanted a 32-year whiskey for a 32-year career. So that's why I had them pick this up in Colorado. I ordered it, I think, at the Total Wine online, and knowing they were going to be there, and they were able to pick it up and grab these other things for me. So got that. While I was in Arizona, I went shopping at a few of the places and picked up this Buffalo Trace White Dog Mash 1. I have not seen this up here at all, so put that with some of these others. So that's kind of a neat one to find. Benchmark, which is a handle, I think, 1.75 liters. So haven't seen this. Well, maybe I have seen this, but so I picked up that, realizing that this box was not going to come back in my suitcase, but was coming back on a truck. So I was able to load it up pretty well. And what else? And a couple High West. Here's an uncut, unfiltered, and a small batch in the clear bottles. Not that makes any difference, but you know it's a different batch from the two that I've got that are not in clear bottles. So these two were picked up at the Total Wine down there. I haven't seen the clear bottles up here. Probably isn't a whole lot different, but I know it's a different batch, different run because of the bottle color. See, do I have another one down here? No, I don't. Downstairs, I think. Oh, Well, maybe I'm a liar. Oh, those are Smoke Wagon. I wonder if they're the same bottle manufacturer. Pretty close. High West. With a thing on it. And the big box. I kind of forgot what's in this big box down here. So if I did it the way Mark did his, I wouldn't get done this year. So I decided to do kind of the version that, what's in the box version with the way that David does it from the Whiskey Row. So they've loaded it with a lot of peanuts. What's this? Oh, that's right. That's really bad when you forget what it is you ordered. The Heaven's Door collection. So rather than buy the huge bottles, the 750s, they had this as a pretty good deal for the Tennessee Bourbon Double Barrel and the Straight Rye. So I can compare all three of these a lot easier. And this is like a what's in the box, so it comes in a box, so that's kind of cool. And then if it'd be nice if more distilleries kind of did this, even whether they were not full bottles, whether they were minis, which wouldn't give you a whole bunch, or this size, which you could let them open up a little bit more. I guess I should put it up like that. You could let them open up a little bit more and still have some left for a taste down the road. And if they were good, you can go and get them. And if they're bad, you didn't lose a whole bunch. So I am running out of room on my shelf. All right. So the next thing, let's see. This one, the Emerald Giant from from Redwood Empire. Boy, it's catching up quick. It's a rye whiskey. So this one came with, can't even see it if I scooch this back. This is ridiculous, my God. Well, I'll put it here. So there's the Emerald Giant. Lost Monarch. Pipe Dream. So these are kind of all in the series similar to the Heaven's Gate. There's a rye, the Lost Market blend, and the bourbon whiskey. And all of that was when you bought this one. You could either buy the Fat Rye or this one, the Grizzly Beast. Summer of 2021, distilling season, spring of 2016. So it's a bottled and bond straight bourbon whiskey from Redwood Empire. I haven't seen this in Pacific Northwest at all. So this is great. So, geez, what a mess. So the 4 Redwood Empires, a Heaven's Door collection. I think that's all that's in here. Yep, that's it. Yep, so that's the end of the fall haul. And unless something really interesting comes up, it may suit me for quite a while yet, because that's a lot to go through. But I do have some other ideas for videos coming up. One involving the single malt, and if I can find another single malt to put with it, maybe a little Halloween theme without getting too crazy. And one something I've never seen reviewed. Maybe I haven't looked that hard, but maybe not. So that'll hopefully be coming up, and a little story behind that, not a huge story. And then some of the Remus, some Dickles, and some clear bottles, clear whiskeys, unaged. I believe they're unaged, because what's this, $2.91? I think about this $2.91 is it's got this cork. I mean, it's got a wine champagne thing holding it in. I'm surprised it So I guess I was lucky it made it back. So it's 90 proof, non-age dated 2012. I'll have to get some more information on that because I want to compare some like to likes. So I think the White Dog is unaged, period. And so it's 62.5 alcohol, 125 proof, corn, rye, and malted barley. The 291 just says, where did it say that? Didn't see it. So, oh, one of these others said the mash bill. So, the big one is, and I don't know if I'll get a review on this. I haven't decided whether I'm going to take it with me to my retirement party or just keep it for myself and maybe let you guys in on how a 32-year Dewar's blended Scotch tastes. So they've got an interesting story about how that works. So another box, 2 boxes and the 3 boxes. So got that going for me. If you have any ideas of things you'd like me to drink through or take a look at besides, yeah, drink, open all of them, open something. I know the feeling. And thanks for stopping by. You know what I say is, what I like to say is always pour a second glass because you never know who's going to be stopping by. And now that we're kind of out of the, not out of the mess, but it's easing up a bit and we can have some get-togethers and maybe some drink-throughs and have a good time. I'm looking forward to that, and I am well prepared at this point. So have a good night, and thanks for stopping by. You know what I say is, of course I can't remember what I say. It's been so long since I said it. Like I always say, no, I can't use that because that's Matt's. Because no, that's not right. What I like to say is,